Hi, and welcome to It's Time to Excel, where we inspire and we ignite the possibilities that are all around us. So, welcome everyone to It's Time to Excel because it is your time. It absolutely is your time. So, what's going on? Can you believe it? Christmas, like coming up really, really fast, like 10 days fast. It just seems like we blinked, and before we knew it, Christmas is here. It's upon us. The year is almost over. And we've been talking this month about what, what are we going to do? What should we have gotten done? What should we not? Where in the world are we? I don't know if you're like me, but it just seems like it's going faster and faster and faster. So thank you so much for joining us. We're so glad to have you here. For those who are picking up in the replay, we're glad that you joined us as well. And it's just time to take a step back because you know what? It can get a little overwhelming when things just kind of pile on top of us. I'm going to guess most of you can probably relate to that because this time of the year, it always seems to be a little hectic because we've got family and we've got extra dinners and we've got all kinds of different things that are a little bit above and beyond. But on top of that, as a business owner, we have lots of year-end extra tasks, quote unquote, that we've got to do. Now, here's the cool thing. Hopefully, throughout the year, what you have been doing is taking one step at a time. And each and every month, you've been taking a little time to work on your business. Hopefully, that's the case. So that's what we're going to focus on today, is taking a step back and using those steps. Because how do you eat an elephant? You eat an elephant one bite at a time. So that's exactly what we're going to do today. Absolutely. One step, one bite, one whatever, one in front of the other, and ultimately you're going to reach your goals. So what are some of the things we've got to be thinking about now as we're kind of step right into 2022 because it is around the corner? So of course we talked a lot about this week, taking a look. Last week we talked about the good, the bad, and the ugly. And what are we going to do about that? And how are we going to move forward? And what are we going to do? And what direction are we going to go in? Do you have your financial goals in place? Do you have financial goals? Do you know what those goals are? More importantly, do you have them written down? So that's one of the first things that we absolutely have got to do. We have got to take that step and we've got to take a look at 2021. We have got to figure out what accomplishments did you have in 2021? And that's not just financial, it's across the boards. Take time to step back and one step to build confidence and one step to move forward into 2022 that you've got to do is you've got to look in the rear view. You have got to look at 2021. What were those accomplishments? And I'm going to guess if you take a step back, you're going to find several more than you even realized. Small accomplishments, big accomplishments, all of the accomplishments. Because you know what? I'm going to guess that there's been a lot more there than what you anticipated. So take the time. Take the time to really take a look at what did you accomplish? What worked really, really well? Then, of course, we can take a look at what didn't work so well. And we've really been taught that now we can make some changes. Now we can figure out what direction we want to go. And maybe there's a few things that you got started with that you haven't finished. So let's get them on our to-do list. Let's get them done. Let's take the action and get them done. Because our ultimate goal to jump confidently into 2022 is we got to figure out where we're going. I often talk about, if you don't have that plan in place, if you don't have, when we're talking about numbers, if you don't have a budget in place, that's just your plan. It is definitely just a four-letter word. It is your plan. You have got to plan for 2022 because how else do you know if you're ever going to hit your goals? If it's not planned and it's not written down and it's not there, you don't know. And that's what I want to encourage you to do. So we're taking a look, as I said, step one is we're going to take a look at 2021 and be an honest look. What are the accomplishments? What has worked well? What has not worked well? What's still on the absolute to-do list? You got 10 more days till Christmas. Take Christmas off. And then you got just a handful more days to wrap up the year. So plan of action is get those items that are on that to that absolutely have to be done, get them to the high part of the list and check them off. Get them done. So now that we're taking a look at the review and we're seeing what's going on, how do we jump into 2022? What do we do? What direction do we go in? How do we confidently take one step at a time? So let me give you just a couple of steps that I would encourage you to start to do. First and foremost, what I would love to encourage you to do is clearing off your desk. One very practical thing, clean off your desk. Because I'm going to guess that when you get a little overwhelmed and you kind of get a little crazy, all of a sudden the desk looks like a cyclone hit it. I'm guilty as well. I've been there, done that, still do that on a regular basis. Because I'll just get to it. I'll get to it. No, you won't. Now you're going to get to it. Because I don't know, there is something about having a clean desk. There is something about knowing and having things organized that make things so much more efficient. Yes, you may know what all those piles are and you may know where exactly to go to those piles, but let's face facts. When you look out and all you see is a mountain of clutter and a mountain of chaos and a mountain, there's something psychologically that goes on in the brain here. So what I want to encourage you, one of the first steps to get into 2022, clean off your desk. Get it organized. Take that step back. Go through all of those sticky notes. Go through all that stuff and figure out exactly. Gonna get done. Absolutely has to get done. Or you know what? We're not going to bother. You've got to make those decisions. You've got to take the time to organize and clean off your desk. That's the first step that I want to encourage you to take. So when 2022 comes in, you are ready to go. You have set yourself up for success because you are ready and organized. And you know the direction you're going because, we've already looked at the year. We've figured out what's worked. We've figured out what hasn't worked. We've even looked at our accomplishments. You know what? Pat yourself on the back. You've made some accomplishments. You've gotten this far. Okay. So now that we have a plan of attack and we can get there, we got our desk cleaned off and we're ready to go. What are your goals? And let's take a step back. I talk about financial goals all the time. But when you're looking at your goals, it's more than just financial. Where do you want to be in your spiritual life? Where do you want to be with your family? Where do you want to be physically? Do you want to add some additional goals in there that says maybe take care of me and include some additional physical activity? Doesn't necessarily have to be going to the gym. How about just a 5-minute walk outside? Uh-oh, I said the magic word. Should have said that with the dogs. It's okay, guys. I gotta watch what I say. That WALK can get me in a lot of trouble because I have very willing volunteers, like 4 of them, and they are all ready to go. Why not? Why not plan that into your day? Hey, you know what? Maybe every couple of hours, I set aside 15 minutes. And in that 15 minutes, I take care of me for 15 minutes. Start there. Start 10 minutes if you have to. Start. That's the key. Take that step. Build that into your schedule. Build it in. So in my case, I think it's about a 20-minute routine as I take the boys OUT. I'm going to start spelling now because I know that word too. But if I build 15 to 20 minutes, because as I said, it takes me about 20 minutes with the boys, I feel so much better because I get out, I walk around. I take that opportunity to enjoy the outside, even if it's a little crisp. But that's okay. Because you know what? I've taken a step back. I've allowed my mind to kind of diffuse a little bit and just be. It's amazing what you can do when you just take a step back. You're working hard. I know that. That is part of owning your business. That's part of what we do. It's just part of life. But you've got to take time to step back too and just relax a little bit. So in my case, I get outside for a little bit. We have an opportunity. I'll walk them around a little bit, and I got to keep saying that word, but you get the idea because they're going to be in my lap here before long. But building that into my schedule makes such a difference. So when you're thinking about your goals, it's not just financial. Yes, they are absolutely. If you want to hit your financial goals and you want to be starting to aim to that dartboard and you want to make sure that dartboard is in front of you, you better have a plan in place. But that is, as I said, those goals are not just financial. Yes, that's one big step of it. And yes, we are going to be talking about financial goals big time coming up here in the next few weeks. However, This is your time to step confidently in 2022. And it's not just about finances, it's about you, it's about your family. It's about taking care of you physically and mentally. What are you going to do? How are you going to do that? What do you need to start? Just one step at a time. Find one thing and build that religiously into your schedule. It will make a difference. It takes a few weeks to get a habit. We know this. Some say 21 days, some say that. I don't know. It takes a while to get to that habit. Bottom line is, if you just keep taking one step each and every day, you will get there. So I want to encourage you, after you get that desk cleaned off, yes, you're organized and you're ready to go. You know, because you've actually looked down through things and you probably found a few sticky notes that you forgot about things you were supposed to do. And maybe you found a few sticky notes that, I really don't need to be doing this. Yes, you need to be making a decision. You have got to figure out, I'm going to get this done. I'm going to get this done in January. I'm not going to even worry about this one. Where are you going? What are you doing? Organize those sticky notes as we're going and figure it out. And then start setting your plans. So set those goals up, those financial goals. Know what's your income goal for next year? Where do you want to be? How much income do you want to bring in? Okay, reverse engineer that number. If you want to bring in whatever dollars by the end of the year, divide it by 12. Then each month, you know that's your target. Okay, so if you're targeting for whatever number during the month, great. Okay, how many clients do you already have now? Are they on a maintenance plan type deal? Is that income going to be coming in consistently? If so, okay, what's the difference? You take what your goal is, less what you know is coming in. That tells you what the gap is. Okay, now that we know the gap, what are you going to do to get that filled? Now you can start taking steps because you know the direction you're going in. And it makes a huge, huge difference. But in addition to that, as I said, into the financials, what are you going to do to take care of you? Are you going to add some exercise in there? Are you going to add a trip to the gym? Are you going to add a trip to wherever? What are you going to do? What recharges you? Let's face facts. If we don't recharge us, nobody's going to. I have learned that. So think about it. What would help you to recharge? Because you can't be the best for your clients if you don't take care of you. And I'm preaching to the choir here. But it's a good reminder. And I had that reminder to me not too long ago that I've got to take care of me if I'm going to take care of others. So plan that into your schedule. Figure it out. It's part of your goals. Okay. So how do we get and figure all this out? How about we get it on the calendar? That's the next step. I want you to actually write this on your calendar. If you use digital calendar, fine, no problem. Throw the Google Calendar out there. It's okay. Take the time to block off some time that includes, yes, your client work, yes, your family time, yes, time for you, yes, downtime because you will need it. And what can you do to recharge? Think about it and do actual block times if that's what works for you. You've got to find something that's going to make sense. Block scheduling works very, very well. I have used it for years. When I use it, it's amazing how much more I get done. Then I get lazy or I wouldn't say exactly lazy, and I just kind of get sidetracked. I'm going to guess maybe you guys may have run into that once or twice too. Get back on track. 2022 is the first. It's right around the corner. It's coming. Make the commitment to get your calendar planned. Block off hours for clients. Block off hours for family. Block off hours for networking. Block off hours for professional development. What do you need to get on your calendar? Now do it. Get it out there. Get it on that calendar and treat it with the importance it deserves. If you like pen and paper, great. Write it down. Get your calendar book out, get your pen out, get your pencil out, get your highlighters out. I don't care. Get it out and do it. That's the next step that we've got to do. So as we're taking these steps, we talked about clearing the desk. We talked about setting goals. And now we're going to get it to the calendar. Get it on your calendar and set it up so you set you up for success, so you can be the best that you can be, so that you can excel when it comes to 2022. In addition to that, how do you get all this done? How in the world do you? I don't know about you, but I'm really good at finding something else to do when I'm at home. Well, of course, my office is my home now. And it's really easy to get distracted because there's always something that needs to be done. One of the boys needs something, or this, or that, or, oh, I'll just go take care of this, or I'll just go take care of that. Oh, going to check the phone. Okay, you guys get it. So how do we figure out how are we going to get these goals and these plans and everything done? I'm going to suggest you get out of the office. And if that's your home, get out of the house. You need to get away from those distractions. Schedule a planning day away from the office. And even better yet, forget your phone and your computer, unless you need it for the planning side, but no emails, no looking at all this other stuff. None of that. Take the time and get out of the office. Schedule that into your day so that you are going to truly focus on what are your goals. And those goals from family to career to professional development to finances, all of them. Focus on that. Not on the phone, not on the emails, not it. This is part of what's going to make you successful in 2022. Get out of the office. Go somewhere where you are not going to be distracted as much, and actually take the time and focus on those goals that you want to set up and a plan to achieve those goals. And as I said, even better yet, forget the phone and forget the email. Do this for you and for your business so that you can focus the energy, the mind, and everything else that goes along with that, and just do it. Next step, get out there and take time for you away from the office and go and set those plans up. Absolutely, Melinda. Absolutely. And I know you've done this before, and you got much more accomplished when you got out of the office. Because the office has extra distractions. I'm sorry, they just come out in little gremlins. I just started, the gremlins were out in full force for me yesterday. Every time I turned around, that little gremlin was coming in. I'm like, I kept asking the boys to quit inviting their friends in because it was just one of those days. And it appears like it's going to continue to be one of those days because our morning QuickBooks Online has not been cooperating. So it's been really challenging to get the work done that I need to do because I can't get in. But you know what? The gremlins are here. I'm just going to have to work with them. So I may have to take them on the next OUT when we go out so that maybe, just maybe, I can leave them outside and we can come back in and get some work done. We shall see. Time will tell. And by all means, as you're scheduling things, take a look when you're planning. What do you need to grow professionally? Is there certain courses that you need? Is there something that may be on leadership, on a specific software? Is there certain training that you need that not only will benefit you, but your clients as well? And that's the next step. So as we were kind of talking about, how can you take one step at a time? You take one step at a time. And some of those steps, and what I encourage you to do, take a look at the year. Identify your accomplishments. Pat yourself on the back. Set yourself up for success by clearing your desk up, getting it organized, like it or not. At least start 2022 with an organized desk. And then get out of the office. Set your goals. All of the goals for what you want to do. Set those goals and then get them on your calendar. So what you're going to do is you're going to make sure you take time. You fit that all in. What are you going to put in there? Set time up for client work. Set time up for networking. Set time up for professional development. Set time up for you, for your family. Because as business owners, it all intertwines. Let's face facts. And there's not necessarily such a thing as balance per se, but there are priorities. And you need to make sure your calendar reflects those priorities. And the cool thing about it, guess who controls your calendar? Yeah, you guessed it. You don't like your calendar, you don't like your schedule, fix it, because you can. You absolutely can. Is it a little challenging? By all means. But is it possible? Absolutely. And honestly, it's fairly simple. It is a challenge, but it's still simple, just like the finances. Take that step back and take one step at a time so that you set yourself up for success in 2022. Thank you so much for joining us. The next couple of weeks, we're going to actually enjoy time with your family. I will be back in 2022, and we are going to start focusing on that. But for the next 2 weeks, we're going to take a little bit of break. So I want to wish everyone a very Merry Christmas. I hope that you guys have a blessed holiday. And I just encourage you to absolutely set yourself up for success. And you can do it. It's by all means, it's time for you to excel. And I know that you can do it because there are so many possibilities that can be ignited taking one step at a time. Have a great one, everybody. Thank you so much. And I look forward to seeing you in the new year. Bye-bye.